Hello, welcome to the 42nd episode of the Abomination Vault's Campaign Diaries. This episode, we're going to be dealing, finally, with Milo's sickness. He is very sick. At the moment, he is permanently slowed due to filth fever, and he also has the onset of tetanus. So, a critical failure on his next long rest will result in death, and a failure will result in permanent unconsciousness. Not a great place to be. This has been ongoing for a while now. He has gone down to unconsciousness and then had a critical success bring him back up to just being sickened. It's been bouncing all over the place. We are not confident that he can get through this by just making those saves. So they needed to look for another solution. As a side note, it is interesting that by level 5, Ornifex is now the best healer in Atari. However, she's also not able to actually remove this sickness with a Cleanse Affliction unless she critically succeeded with a natural 20 on the roll. So yeah, it's interesting that the healing kind of taps out around level 5 for what's available in the town itself. But since their options were essentially hope he gets better by himself, which wasn't likely, buy a shit ton of rank 3 Cleanse Affliction scrolls and hope they get a natural 20, travel all the way to Absalom, which is about a week's travel, and it's very unlikely he'll survive, or they head into the Gauntlight and hope to find somebody who can save Milo's life. And that last one is the option that they went with. The last time they were in the Gauntlight, Gorgon and Ornifex heard music playing from that middle floor of the new 3 available floors, so they kind of interpreted that as meaning there's definitely civilization there. Typically, insane or bestial monsters don't tend to have rock music playing. So that is where they wanted to try and head. They returned to that stairwell and then started travelling through the various hallways, listening to the music as it got louder. Luckily for them, since Milo is permanently slowed, all of these corridors that they moved through were unpopulated, so they didn't have to fight their way through anything. I managed to make this quite immersive by adding the rock music as a physical audio device on the Foundry map, so as they got closer, it actually got louder. And it didn't take them long at all to reach the tavern. But before they went in, May did get a little bit nervous about this plan.
I don't know if the people who are making this music are going to want to help you guys.
I don't know. Maybe you just love loud things. That's not necessarily bad, right?
No,
Yes.
it's not.
Spook, have you ever heard music down here before?
Up on the upper floor, it's like in the cage.
I guess. Okay, you guys ready?
Hell yeah.
As ready as can be.
Polished wooden tables, chairs, and a long wooden bar mark this chamber as a tavern. The smell of spilled beer and fried morsels pervades the room. In the southeast corner, an elevated stage overlooks the seating. Doors lead out of this room along the 4 walls, including a double door to the west that looks to be the main entrance. The room was full of monsters, essentially. There were several Morlocks, some of them playing card games, some of them drinking. There was a Drider reading a book. There was a Midflit with a cowboy hat and a gun. And I also teased a flesh-warped Morlock leaving through the southern door as the party entered. And of course, there was the band. As part of my pretty sweeping changes to these 3 floors, I've made the tavern indifferent as a starting reputation style thing, so nobody was immediately hostile. They did get some weird looks though, as everybody stopped what they were doing to stare at the newcomers. The arrival of Rosewarden did cause the band to stop playing and move off stage, and I did this because I wanted the party to be able to focus on their goal of finding a cure for Milo, and I kind of got the feeling that the band would eat a lot of time this session and prove a pretty big distraction if they were allowed to engage with it now. Of course, they'll have the opportunity to engage with that band the next time they come into the tavern. And in that circumstance, we can then do the Battle of the Bands. The party gave a pretty timid, non-hostile hello, and this was enough to get the patrons to just go back to whatever they were doing. So, as taverns tend to lead people to do, they headed straight to the barkeep to get a drink and ask about their conundrum. How can I help you?
Oh, you understand. Hi. Oh, I'm surprised. I guess-
colonial of you.
I guess we'd like five drinks, like your choice. But
I won't have
What-
anything.
oh, sorry, yeah, four drinks. I just want to check. What currency do you use? I have gold, silver.
Gold will do. He starts
You could
pouring,
have said we have gold.
he starts pouring four drinks. 2 gold.
Okay. That's a bit expensive.
Do you want the drinks or not?
I mean, yeah, but for a fair price. I mean, we're more than willing to pay for information, a little bit extra, but I feel like for some drinks.
Yeah, I don't think they have like a steady supplier of alcohol down here.
How about 2 gold for the drinks and some information?
Depends what you're asking.
My friend over there, I'm going to gesture to Milo, he's really sick. I mean, like, really, really sick. I think he has some kind of fever. It happened after we met a ghost in here, and everything we've tried hasn't helped. So I just wondered if you know of anyone, I don't know, if you can think of anyone that might be able to help us at all? Any doctors, any medicine experts?
It sounds like
that's
you
something
need one of the worms.
The worms? Do you mean the worm that might hold a knife in its tail?
One of the writhing craftsmen. That's why we're all here, waiting for our turn.
The turn? The turn for what?
Improvement.
Oh. Does this craftsman change you in some way?
If you're lucky enough to be chosen.
And you think this worm could heal my friend?
Yeah.
Hey.
You find Javaki. He's kind. Keep to the southeastern part of this floor. When you're chosen, you go down. They make you beautiful, make you powerful, and then you get a fight in the arena or in the armies. You don't jump the queue. We're all waiting for our turn. You likely won't get to meet him personally for a long time.
Okay, and saying that we don't get to meet this Jafaki, is there anyone else you can think of that might be able to help us? We're really desperate, you see.
All the worms are talented, but he's the best. He's the leader of the writhing craftsmen.
But there's others.
All the worms are smart as hell.
Hey.
If you're real
Are
desperate.
they involved in some kind of conflict?
I don't know, they seem real desperate to make soldiers, powerful creatures. They got their fingers in all kinds of various different experiments and stuff, trying to make the perfect soldier. But they don't get along too well with those below. Of course, if you're
That's
real
what we
desperate,
noticed.
you can always put your soul on the line and go below.
I don't think that's an option.
Why are they making soldiers? Why are they making you all so beautiful to fight?
I don't know the history. They were there long before we were. We came after we heard what they do for people. Rumor has it a long time ago, whoever built this place tasked them with creating an army of super creatures that could take on the surface, but that never happened, and they kept on the work anyway. Seem a little obsessive sometimes. Nowadays, we just fight in the arena when it's open. 2 gold.
I have one more question. That one behind me, I want to gesture to this one with a really big forehead. Who is that?
Her name is Lalizax. She was a lucky one who got chosen. Used to be like you, 2-legged, normal. I think she was some kind of drow.
And the writhing craftsman did this to her.
Oh yeah, she got lucky. She got chosen. She kind of acts like our bodyguard around here. Security, keeps the place safe. Keeping one of her eyes on you for sure.
I can understand why.
2 gold.
All right, but if we have more questions, I'm coming back to collect. This is an investment, not a payment. Yes?
Oh, 2 gold. So they had learnt of the Worm People, also known as the Writhing Craftsman faction, and they also now had a name, Jafaki. This was, in theory, enough to work off for now, but they wanted to speak to some of the other patrons first. May took her drink and offered it to the Dryder Lalazanks, who seemed to be reading a pretty intense art book of drow smut, and then she returned to the group without actually speaking to her.
Our friend over there's got a bit of a, as you say, fiery spirit.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, if you get a chance, just look in her book. But it seems like the worms could help you, but I don't know how permanent the changes would be, Milo.
Yeah, I also assumed that the one with all of those mechanical things on their back was upgraded.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to end up having more than 2 legs?
Preferably not, but if it's either be having multiple legs or being dead, I'm gonna pick multiple legs.
I mean, he did also say we could go down and speak to the devils, but from our experience, I don't think we want another contract with our souls on the line, right?
No. They also want us to do things.
Very true.
And I would like to put that off for as long as possible.
Let's talk to the Smithflet. He might have been around for a while.
He's currently staring
Maybe
up
he
at you. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
all gathered
Shit.
around. You're talking over him, and he's just like
I know.
looking up, like,
Aw.
but he's just taking in the conversation.
Can I give him my beer? Because I'm not gonna drink it anyway.
Yeah, you hand it to him, and he gives you like a wink, and takes it off you, gives it a
I get
long sip.
What you want to ask me?
Oh.
Said you want to talk to me.
Yeah, I have a question. Where did you get the hat?
A long time ago while I was on the surface. And I came here with 2 other of my kind. And I scouted past this few floors. It was a barrier I came up when I was down here. But I haven't been able to get back. Been all alone in this bar for a long time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You can leave now.
Yeah, do you know do you know Boss Scrog?
Sounds familiar. Think he rules the top floor. He's gonna invade that pissy little town.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go now, it's clear.
Ah, good. I'm gonna go find my wife, Hexiburkle.
Oh
no!
Oh,
God.
Oh damn.
I don't know why I did that. I don't want to write a Boss Scrog love triangle side plot. After whatever that was, Milo went and actually spoke to Lalazanks, hoping to learn more about his potential future doctors.
Hello.
Hello.
She puts her book down.
What are you doing
Which,
here, surface boy?
I'm just wandering the place, looking for someone that could help me. I heard that you were lucky enough to be blessed.
I was.
How did you manage that? How did you get their attention?
Well, they come through quite regularly. Most people aren't fortunate enough to stay in the area. They get moved into the armies, which a lot of them want, so it's fine. I was chosen after a long wait, and have been allowed to remain here to protect the tavern.
Is it a good gig?
Well, they provide me with a good amount of flesh. The manager is firm yet strong and pays reasonably well. The music is good, and I don't have to deal with the demons and the devils below. It's quite
That
nice.
I can imagine. Seems pretty nice. The best place we've come across so far. Is the entire floor below infested with demons and devils? Is that their territory?
I don't know. I know the devils are down there. I don't go.
Yeah. Then how long did you have to wait to get chosen?
Several months.
Several months, all right.
Many creatures come to this place looking for the craftsman, hoping to be chosen. The competition is fierce. You may have a small advantage in that you're not a Morlock.
Oh yeah? Are they interested in diversity?
Well, I think they've done as best they can with the Morlocks. They seem to have a routine for them.
Is it the mechanical spider legs on the back?
They do try and emulate our glory, yes.
Yes. Which wasn't all that successful. I mean, decent job, but you are something else.
Yes.
Much more glorious.
Yes, they are not quite to my capabilities.
No doubt. I for sure wouldn't want to mess with you.
She nods, understanding.
Say, hypothetically, if I wanted to accelerate the process, is there anything one could do to prove oneself to them, so one might get chosen?
Do they know you're here, waiting?
Probably not. Do they have a secretary or something?
No, they're all equally skilled. So you just need to find one and make introductions. The two main locations you'll find them are below to the south in the arena, or east in one of their pits of creatures in the holding pens. If you make introductions, maybe they'll see something in you.
I see. Well, thank you. You've been most helpful.
Yes. Well, tell your friend thank you for the drink.
I shall.
Well, get any useful information? They seem pretty
Yeah.
chatty.
Yeah, they seem nice. Kinda. But to the east, I think.
South was technically the faster and more direct route to reach Asagarthi, but the party decided to go east. Some of the party did want to stay and search around a bit more, but they were all very understanding about the urgency that Milo had, so they agreed to leave. They did double check about some of the doors, though, for the next time that they're here.
Barkeep? Excuse me.
Yeah?
Is any of these doors off limit?
Well, the one behind me is gonna lead to the kitchen. You have no reason to go in there.
No,
The
certainly.
one to the east there leads to the manager's office, and she'll probably beat the shit out of you if you go in there.
Yeah.
The one on the stage leads to the dressing room for Shadow Malice.
Shadow
Oh.
Malice.
Is that the band's name?
That's the band. And
They were very good.
They are pretty good. They keep us entertained. But you can go out the
Sorry.
main entrance to the east. You can try and fight your way through the smaller door. It's jammed full of shit. Or you can leave through the south. 2 gold.
See. I'll give him 2 gold.
He scoops it up. So they began heading east, returning to that central staircase and then going through the eastern door. This led them through multiple rooms, beginning with the plinth room. This chamber's east and west walls feature sharply angled alcoves bearing stone carvings too defaced to indicate what they originally depicted. 2 angled plinths stand here, one in the alcove to the east and another in the alcove to the west. A single door leads north, and the south wall opposite bears the outline of a door, but no handle or latch. This room requires 2 keys to progress. Using a key on either plinth will open one of 2 stone sliding doors. The keys are spread throughout the dungeon. There's one on this floor and there's one on the floor above. However, this room feels fundamentally pointless to me. It implies that there should be a certain amount of effort to get into the room beyond. However, there are 2 secret doors leading into the room beyond that are not particularly hard to find. Both of them have a pretty easy DC for a party of this level, and as such, it's pretty easily bypassed. After looking around and deciding that there's nothing they can do with this room right now, they decided to head back out through the northern door and into the large cavern with the deep pool. A rocky shoreline drops steeply into a large pool beneath several stalactites. 5 square shafts in the stony ceiling lead upwards. To the south, a barrier of transparent stone protects winding raised ledges that run along the side of the cavern. A short bridge, similarly encased in transparent stone, crosses over the pool to connect the 2 ledges. There are actually 2 sleeping hydra in that lake, but since the party was safe behind this strange glass-like wall, they remained undisturbed. As they were walking along this walkway, though, I did have them make perception checks, and Ornifex noticed some periodic large bubbles breaking the surface and theorized that there was something large and nasty beneath this water, which is good foreshadowing if they come back here on the other side of the glass. And then they noticed a very suspicious indent in the path and immediately identified it as a secret door. Gorgon clicked it open and revealed the observation gallery beyond. 15 feet below the ceiling, this gallery traverses all but the east side of a large, blood-stained room with a floor 5 foot lower than the gallery. A window made of cloudy, transparent stone provides an excellent view of the nearby room while blocking direct access to it. 2 rounded observation areas overlook the room from the north, and a small room to the south has a table, an old chair, and stairs leading up. As they entered the room, they were met by a Sagathi that was observing a creature beyond the glass and writing on a stone tablet. Obviously, it noticed the door open and the party enter. It immediately begins screaming in your head, flicking through different languages, but this time does, after trying 2 or 3 languages, click into common.
What are you doing here?
We are looking for Yafiki.
There's a pause in the screaming.
Have you come for? To be worked on?
I suppose my friend will have to answer that. Milo, could you get up here?
I wave.
It stares at you intently, Milo.
This one is sick. It's no good.
Is that true? I was hoping maybe it could be dealt with as part of the process.
We could fix you, but we have no reason to.
I
I
guess
mean-
that's true.
When they say that, I want to come in. He's a really good fighter. Maybe he could fight in one of your tournaments. Maybe we all could. Provide some entertainment.
As you step in, May, its eyes snap to you, and it scuttles forwards very quickly and drops its tablet and chalk on the ground, and grabs your wrist and pulls you close.
Oh my god.
What is this one? We've never seen this type before. Tell me, do your thousands of diminutive protrusions, are they prehensile?
What?
Thinking about your fur.
I mean, his fur is fur, right?
Fur.
I'm let go. I want to start trying to pull its tail off of my wrist.
Okay, it lets you and sort of rushes back to its tablet, picks them back up and begins jotting down eagerly.
Not prehensile. Would you like them to be?
Absolutely not. And I'm gonna turn into my human form because fuck that shit.
As soon as you turn into your human form, it seemingly loses all interest with you, as though it forgot the entire interaction just happened.
Ornifex, don't come in here.
Yeah, I want to slyly just indicate the artifacts with my hand to just stay where you are.
I will just stay put and stare and wait.
It turns back to Gorgon.
Are you the one from before?
Well, yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't help more.
They lived. It's fine. We learned your
Oh,
language
cool.
after that little
Oh.
interaction.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for doing the effort.
It's a very easy language.
Well, lucky me, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to talk it.
He starts typing down.
The green one is stupid.
Oh no!
But we could back on the topic of improvements. Are you sure isn't any way for me to prove that I'm worthy?
You can speak to the boss. Maybe he has different motivations than I.
Sure. Where do we find him?
I shall take you to him.
But what about Ornifex?
You know, let the cat out of bag at some point. Just get it over with, maybe?
I actually have a bedroll we could stuff her in.
Oh my god.
No, let's not do that.
I guess they have to get over it, right? Okay, well, we have another friend. They may be interesting to you as well, but please don't grab.
I can't promise anything.
Ornifex, do you wanna?
I beckon
come in?
Ornifex over.
I'm gonna like keep my body between.
I'll try to hold my shield in front of her as well.
Don't touch our bird.
Do you know when like a child is being summoned to like when all the adults are talking, but the child doesn't know what it is, but they're like, yeah, come over. Artifacts will just like confused, slow walk in. Hello.
He kind of blinks at Ornifex for a few seconds.
What is that? It's like the other, but wide. Each little protrusion is wide and slightly longer. Do they move on their own?
They're a part of me?
What
Yeah, I
birds
want
like
to know if they
ruffle
can
their
move.
feathers? Can you like puff up? Like woof.
I will do like, when birds shake off the water and puff up for a
Yes.
second. I will do that.
It seems a little
Getting
grossed out.
Oh.
That's good. Let's go.
Oh, I like him. He's like oh god, what's his name? The spider guy 2.0.
Oh, Mimnivix.
Mimnivix. Yeah, I feel like they'd be friends.
The Sagathi led the party through the very winding and poorly designed route to Jafaki's office. I mean, seriously, the only way into his office is through multiple monster cages? That seems poorly designed on both Belcora's and Paizo's part. After this journey, however, they were led to the main lab, which was Jafaki's home. Books, glass bottles emitting smoke, and clumps of slime fill the shelves that cover the high walls of this chamber. The southern area displays the dissected remains of several creatures pinned to a wall like rare and unusual specimens. The head of a Morlock, somehow kept alive through some mechanical means with tubes and wires connecting it to its body, screams a constant hoarse note. The two Sagathis spoke briefly while the Drider scurried up onto the ceiling and kept a very close eye on Rosewarden. And then Jafaki turned to our heroes.
Well. Welcome. It is rare for us to have surface dwellers.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It is rare for us to see creatures like you as well.
We gained permission, as far as I gather, but I'm not exactly sure. Permission for what? Was it permission for an audience with yours truly?
Yes.
In that case, hello. My name is Milo, and these are my associates and friends. I have come here to beseech you. I have a horrible condition that is probably going to kill me. And, well, I have heard that you are an expert at improving someone, making them better.
It scuttles forwards towards you, and with its tentacle wraps around your waist and pulls you to be like centimeters eye to eye with each other, and it begins to like scan you up and down.
What did you do? Fuck a rusty skeleton.
No, I had a ghost in me.
It releases you and returns, begins like fiddling with various bits of lab equipment.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, I noticed.
And you want us to fix you?
Yes, I was hoping that was a possibility.
There is usually a queue for such things.
Yeah, I heard that. But I also heard that you might be interested in something other than a Morlock. I'm not a Morlock.
Yes, Morlocks are getting rather tiresome. If you want us to fix your boy and skip the long queue of eager recipients, you must do something for us. In the arena, a happy accident has occurred. As we toss away the excess flesh, it piles high and has formed into some kind of enormous fleshy mass. We now lack the ability to test our enhanced in the arena, as is tradition. But this also might prove worth it. If you want to be fixed, I shall do so. But while the surgery occurs, the rest of you will test this creature in the arena. If it proves too mighty, you may flee, and we shall create something beautiful from it. My fellow craftsmen will observe the encounter and take notes. Do this for me, and your boy will be fixed.
So the creature in the arena, a Shinragal behemoth, is level 9, way stronger than our party. I was very aware that this was a very dangerous fight and could go very badly very quickly. But that's why I made sure to give them permission both in-game and out of game to run away as soon as things get a bit hairy. I wanted that thought to be in their head before the fight even started. I came up with this payment after kind of struggling to think what the Sagathi would want. Their primary motivations right now are to create powerful soldiers and to defeat the Infernal Legion in their war. However, I didn't want to force the party to betray Urevian until they were ready to do so, if they want to do so at all. So, being told to go attack the devils was kind of off the table for me. And then I could have had them go hunt down a monster and capture it and bring it back for experimentation, but that felt like a longer task that I would have wanted Milo to be involved in. Then I realized that the Shangri-Gol Behemoth is a very powerful monster, but is kind of irrelevant to the story. By having the party test its strength, I could incorporate it into the story by having it as an asset that the Writhing Craftsmen have access to, and then also make it something that the party fear having to eventually deal with. So that's how the idea came about. But Rosewarden hadn't actually agreed yet because they were very scared of what Jafaki was going to do to Milo.
When you say fix, do you mean as he is now, but with no sickness, or do you mean with additions?
I shall make it so that he is no longer capable of sickness.
Sounds actually pretty nice.
Milo,
What?
I'm gonna have a look at everything they've made. Do you really want them to just do whatever to you?
No, not whatever. I would like to remain as a bipedal individual, if possible. You know, I'm just used to it. And I have no predilection towards multiple legs like some do.
I feel like they'll do more than just give you more legs.
Yeah, probably.
We
No,
are
there's no
going to-
probably about it.
If you
I don't know
want the
what you want me to
sickness
say.
gone,
I'm dying.
then we must remove the sickness.
Yeah, I want the sickness removed.
But there must be somebody else, like there's another way where you can stay you, right?
He will still be
Well-
himself. Do not be crude.
Yeah, he's obviously a professional.
Guys, I mean, Gorgon, non-effects, spook, like, back me up here, right? This isn't right.
I think it's Milo's choice in the end. We will love him just the same.
Yeah, I just hope my mom will recognize me.
No, but last time we let him do this, we ended up signing away, like, demon, devil
Shh, shh,
contracts. No! This is
Insane.
insane!
But wouldn't that also be our other option now as well? Going back
I
to the
do
devil?
not want to talk to that man about fixing this. He will make demands that are beyond just my mortal flesh.
Do not trust the devils.
Exactly. We've made that. Well, I've definitely made that mistake before, and I'm not doing that again. And yes, this is not the optimal solution, I think, but I haven't come across anything else that would work. None of the healers in town can cure this. We can't go anywhere else. It would take too long. I would probably die on the road. I might die tonight. We have no way to do anything about it.
Jafaki nods agreeingly.
Of course it would.
If it's got to that point, wouldn't you rather, and I can't even say this, wouldn't you rather meet your end as you than whatever abomination he's going to turn you into?
That is very rude.
Hush,
I
we're
don't
talking.
think so.
The boy knows best. Milo is correct in this thing. We shall not remove his head. He shall be himself. Just the sickness will go.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm with Milo on this one. We don't have time for anything else.
But he's sacrificing everything.
It's still gonna be Milo.
Yeah.
Boy, would you like us to remove these others?
No, they're my friends. And I presume I know you speak well, May, from a place of goodness, and I appreciate that. I really do. But give me one option that is viable other than this, and I will take it, but I'm afraid. I can't be certain I will survive another night with this.
You also can't be certain you'll come out the other end of whatever they're gonna do any better.
No, I can't, but at least there's a chance. And from what I've seen, they're definitely talented. If anyone can do it, they can.
Now look at the Dryder. You think that's talent?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's not a preference, but I also don't think that would happen. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a choice, right? They want to be those things.
The Milo lacks the biological necessary parts to become a Dryder.
Exactly.
Look, we told your mum we'd look after you. I don't feel like I can take you back to her, not yourself. It really hurts me to say, but I feel like she'd rather see you dead than like this.
Sure, but that's not her choice. And I know my mother. Depending on the results, she might be horrified, but she would rather I live, especially after what happened to my father.
Live where? You won't be allowed back in town. What are you gonna do? Move in here?
Depends. If we don't know what'll happen.
It's
He
too many.
has said
We
they
don't
wouldn't
know.
do anything like that.
He just said you'll keep your head. He could put your head on a worm.
And then I will probably be more powerful, and we can do what we came here for. And after that, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'll be alive to figure things out.
Ornifex? Come on, you're on my side, right?
I would not want him to change, of course. But I also don't want him to die either. And currently, I think our only option is the devil.
And that's not an option.
If you do this thing for me, we will simply remove the disease from the boy in whatever method that needs to take. He is not signing up currently to be improved. That would be a different conversation. But if you don't do this thing, then there will be a forfeit of flesh.
So they're gonna just chop off your legs. That's all I'm hearing now.
I mean, I think that was if we don't go through with this.
Right, whatever. I don't agree with this at all. Honestly,
Help
I'd rather-
with the thing, though?
I'd rather be here to help than just leave you to it. Sure, whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't. Don't thank me.
I still appreciate it.
Very good.
The Sagathi began to prep Milo for surgery and ushered the rest of the party out of the room. One of the Sagathi reiterated that they just needed to fight the monster for a few rounds and they could run away as soon as they felt like they needed to. Really, the Writhing Craftsman just wanted to see how it performed in combat. If the party defeated it, then clearly it wasn't worth their time, and if the party were forced to run, then the Writhing Craftsman would know that it's worth their time. I will admit though, I was pretty nervous about this encounter, having seen how fast things can go south in this game. But we began combat, and it did go badly very, very quickly. So even though the Shanragal behemoth won the initiative, it was currently dormant and sleeping, so I had it basically skip its turn. But then Spook went and all hell broke loose. Spook charged the creature as May buffed up and Ornifex failed to hit it with spells. Gorgon tried to move closer but couldn't make the distance. Everybody was preparing shields, whether they were magical or physical, so I was glad to see that they were taking this as a serious threat. But now the mass of flesh was very much awake and angry. It rose up like a wave of flesh and smashed down on top of Spook, critically hitting him. This dealt 52 points of damage and a 2d6 bleed. And then as part of this, it critically grappled him, making him restrained. During this motion, a bunch of shrapnel also sprayed out, peppering Gorgon for a fair amount of damage. Spook tried desperately to escape, but on his first roll, critical failure, we had to skip his turn, and he started rapidly bleeding. May cast Bane for the first time and rushed in to get the Sangregal in range, but it critically succeeded, so no effect yet. And then Ornifex set to work doing what she does and healed Spook for 40 hit points. The Sangregal squeezed Spook, dealing a pretty good amount of damage and then gaining temporary hit points, not that it needed them. It then smashed into Gorgon, shattering his shield, and tried to spray a sticky, fleshy liquid at Ornifex, though she did jump out of the way of this. Spook continued to try and break free, but continued to fail. May attacked the Shanrigal, but missed all of her attacks. The creature was yet to take any damage. It technically had more hit points than when the fight had started, and the party wanted to call the retreat, but they couldn't do so until Spook was freed of the restraint. So now they were just stalling, taking damage, and not really doing much in return. Ornifex cast a 3-action heal spell to both return some health to her allies, but this also damaged the Sangregal, so this was the first instance of actual damage being put on it. Gorgon managed to follow this up with some lightning damage from both an electric arc spell and also his jolt coil. They had started hurting it, but they were still far from winning this fight. The mass of flesh squeezed Spook again and then damaged May and Ornifex with various attacks. And Spook struggled helplessly to escape, missing another turn after another critical failure on the escape check. At this point, May ran to Spook and tried to reposition him out of the grasp of the Shanrigal. With a roll of 32, she succeeded by 1 and managed to pull him free. That was a 19 on the dice for May, showing how unlikely it was to actually be able to free Spook from this encounter. But with Spook free, they all began running for the door. They layered protections on Spook, knowing that he would be going after the behemoth, and then the party got very lucky. The Shanrigal tried to web Ornifex, who was stood by the door, but rolled a 2 on the dice and missed. It then chased after Gorgon and tried to strike him down, but a natural 1 on the dice meant a critical miss. The dice gods had seemingly decided that Rosewarden would get to live this fight. And with that, the rest of the party scrambled through the doors and closed them behind them.
I'm just gonna put my hands on my knees. Holy shit! That was insane! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I've been better, but I'm just glad we got Spook out of there.
I don't remember anything other than jumping into it.
Yeah, in retrospect, might not have been your do idea.
Do you think that'll be enough for them to be satisfied, or?
I really hope so. I ain't going back out there.
What if they ever let that thing go? In town?
For now, I think that's a problem for another day.
Oh, God. Right, okay. Do we need to go check on Milo? It's been like 20 seconds, but...
Since, quite accurately, they had been fighting for nearly 30 seconds and the surgery was definitely not done, the doors were locked. It wasn't until several hours later that the doors finally unlocked and the party could go and see what had happened to Milo. You see Jafarkis stood back on his podium and is facing away from you, currently working on the display board. Milo, you have had your eyes open during this time, completely numbed, completely unable to move, and have basically just been at their mercy. You are no longer diseased to either of the diseases.
Yay!
Yes! Yes!
But you also no longer have legs.
What does
But
he
I can
raise in the
float.
air to celebrate?
But I can float!
You also will have a permanent +4 status to resist any future diseases.
Oh, sick!
However,
This still sounds really good. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Oh no, not the however.
when your friends emerge into the room, you're still unable to move and talk or anything, but you've been leant up against the wall in like a sitting position. As the rest of you emerge into the room to see how Milo's doing, you go over to him, and he looks at first fine. He's just a little bloody, like his clothes seemingly were removed and then put back onto him, but without any effort to like clean him up. So his clothes are soaked in blood around his right shoulder. And as you like trace your eyes down his right arm, you see that his hand is like this quite crude metallic claw.
Oh.
And you like roll up his sleeve and sort of unhook his shoulder, and his entire right arm, right rib cage, and right lung have been completely removed.
Oh.
And there's essentially like a gnarled chunks of metal, like quite crude quite crudely reattached to him. And with every breath, there's almost like this, you know, they're not really instruments, those like toys where you blow them and they do like a zzz sound.
Oh yeah, a
With-
kazoo.
Well, not
Type
to
thing.
not to the like intensity of a kazoo.
That would be accurate.
Not to that intensity.
with a kazoo.
Just the ones that like spin and whir a little bit.
Yeah.
With every breath, you could hear half, like his left lung pumps correctly, but his right lung has like a zzz sound with every
Oh my
breath.
god.
Internally. As part of this surgery, Milo's right arm and lung had been replaced by a metal structure. Mechanically, this is represented by a new feat that I've created called Warped Limb. This is a unique rarity feat with the Flesh Warp and the Flourish trait, and it gives him access to a powerful but volatile metallic arm. When he makes an attack with a melee weapon, he can choose to give himself a +2 untyped bonus to the attack roll. However, after the attack, regardless of whether it hits or misses, he needs to make a DC 10 flat check. On a failure, the arm malfunctions, and until it is repaired, he has to start each turn at multi-attack penalty 2. The arm can be repaired with a 2-action crafting check, with a DC that is the level average. So, for his current level 5, that would be a DC of 20. The reason I've made it an untyped bonus is because I originally had it as a +2 item bonus, but I realized that potency runes also give item bonus, so that kind of nullified the effect, and I didn't want it to be made void by just progression in general. With this solution to the disease problem, I wanted it to be risky, and I wanted it to have story implications, but I didn't want to mechanically punish the player, especially because this route was a hell of a lot cooler than just passing the checks. If anything, I wanted to reward the player for creative problem solving. This homebrew feat might be a little strong, it might be a little harsh. I'll wait and see how it behaves in-game, and we can make adjustments based off that. As with all the homebrew stuff that I talk about in these campaign diaries, you can find them in the Discord. This will go live after this episode goes live. As Milo slowly regained control of his body, he looked over to Jafaki and saw that he was attaching Milo's arm and shoulder to that strange Morlock golem that was being created on that board.
Where did it go?
How did it go? How are you? Look at you.
Yeah. This arm is pretty neat, huh?
Neat? This is insane.
I know, right? How can I even live like this? But I am. And honestly, I feel pretty good.
I want to do like a medical exam and see like how he is.
Sure.
Like if he is physically okay.
Okay, make a medicine check. You check him over and you can see that while he is probably very sore, any sign of disease has gone. And so as he's working, he absent-mindedly starts talking to you from the display board. The sickness was in the lung, so we have taken that away. And he is fine now. Quite resistant, actually, to further sickness.
Thanks.
How did your
Yes, I-
battle go?
I mean, we're alive, so pretty well.
So I can see.
Was it tough?
Let's
Yeah.
just say, gosh, how long did we last? 20 seconds?
I don't think I even lasted 5.
You didn't defeat it?
That thing may be a problem for us in the future. Because, my god, it was insane. But we
Not
need to
bad.
worry about you. I think we need to get you back to town.
I am not telling his mother what happened.
Now that the work was done, Jafaki had clearly lost interest with them. He asked them to leave his office and the group returned to Atari. Gorgon did stop off to grab Atari's body on the way back as well. They took Atari's body to the Dawnflower Library where it was prepared for burial. Gorgon made an effort to make it seem like Carmen Rajani was also responsible for the retrieval of this corpse. He wanted to begin working on that promise to make Carmen Rajani seen as a hero in Atari.
When we deliver the body,
Hmm.
could we guys just make sure that everyone knows we couldn't have done it without Carmen? Because I have that on my list. We would never have returned his body without Carmen. So, because I have number 14, make sure Carmen is seen as a hero. That was the promise I made to him. Probably have to do a few more things about that, but this would be a start.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
When we return the sword, I guess we can get him to return it. He can say he found it, stole it from a thief.
Yeah, that works too. I mean, I'm gonna do a double whammy if no one intervenes in the party.
You can tell that there is definitely some resistance to the idea of Carmen being good. He's definitely seen as like a local drunk and troublemaker, and like he's been working the Forge for a while now, but he was definitely known to be a criminal in the town for a long time. So you can start saying it, and the reaction currently is people looking at you like you're a little kooky. Or, you know, the people who know you well give you like a, yeah, you would say that kind of look. After that, night fell and the town grew dark. The group was relaxing at Milo's house, keeping an eye on him after a rather stressful day. But then, the windows lit up with an eerie blue light. And looking out, Rosewarden saw that the Gauntlight was shining once again, this time on the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca Inn. As they rushed out into the street, they could hear the cackling and howling of undead kobolds marching their way towards Rin's shop. And that is where we ended the session. I am pretty glad that the disease is gone, and I'm very happy with the way they went about solving it. There was a much more impactful, story-focused way of getting rid of this very nasty disease that would likely have otherwise killed Milo. And while it did have some great story about it, having the disease gone is great, because the disease was kind of an inconvenience, and I've been sat on a couple of different story plots waiting for Milo to be better so that he didn't die halfway through somebody else's backstory content. And with the firing of the Gauntlight again, that is me kicking off a bit of backstory content for May. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this session. We certainly did. I think having the tavern as more of a neutral role-playing focused area is a massive benefit compared to the constant fighting that the Gauntlight brings out. There are still plenty of NPCs that they can meet in these 3 floors. They have not yet been to see Erevian, which I'm eagerly awaiting, but that might not happen for a little bit now, as what I've just kicked off might take a couple of sessions. Next episode should be a good one. If you've liked the video or the series, then please like and subscribe if you aren't, as it is a great way to help a growing channel like mine. You can find links to my Discord and my Blue Sky in the description below. But that is it for today. I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.